Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the IEEE Women in Engineering Affinity Group of Wayamba University of Sri Lanka, I warmly welcome all of you to today's webinar, How to Start a Career in UI UX. We are bringing this with the aim of creating an interest in UI UX among university students. I request all of you to stay until the end of the webinar to get the maximum out of this opportunity. So please be kind enough to keep your microphones on mute throughout the session. And if you have any question, you can direct them through the chat and they will be answered in the Q&A session. So without further delay, let me introduce the speaker for the day. She is currently working at H2O.ai as a user experience-led designer. She began her career as a user interface developer at OpenArc System Management Private Limited in 2012. Then she worked as a senior UI UX engineer at TIQRI, Capstars, Study Portals, and Cloud Solution International. After that, she worked as a user experience lead at DishServe. Also, she works as a lecturer at University of Colombo. She is a dedicated and enthusiastic person with over 9 years of experience in user interface and user experience engineering. She is none other than Ms. Sandaru Paranaheva. Madam, we warmly welcome you to today's webinar. Now the screen is yours, madam, to continue the session. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Vidyani. Thanks for the great and sweet introduction that you just made. Are we going to wait until the rest of the people are going to join? I'm not too sure. It's 6:04, right? I'm going to give it another 5-10 minutes. Or else maybe until the rest of the people join, maybe you can talk with me. You don't want to literally mute your mics and keep silent. If you have any issues or questions, or if you want to address in the session, highlighting anything in specific topics. So I really would like to take it into the session and do it, because I don't have any presentations as such prepared, but I really have something to show you. But I never knew that I will get this many number of people. So all of you are from universities, right? Like only from Wayamba, or can I get an idea? Yes? Are you all from Wayamba? You can chat with me or you can talk to me.
Madam,
there are other people too, right? From other universities.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes, madam.
All right. Let's give another 1 minute maximum. Consilu Polhen got east of Metro Campus Kurunanga. Oh, nice. Okay. Others also can chat and let me know from where you are joining. And so I'm very excited to meet you all today. Is this your first time joining for a UX session, or do you know what UX is? Maybe anyways, I'll start from the very beginning, as in CEO. Okay, so Vidyani, shall we start? Shall I start?
Yes, madam.
All right, okay. University of Jaffna. Sean Paris. I kind of feel like that I went on live. You guys chat in. NSBM, IIT. All right. Thanks, guys, for dropping me all the information. It's really helpful for me to get an understanding, like, where you people are joining, because the understanding is really important for me to, like, like continue the session, because I know the mindsets, like, because UX is about people. All right. It's not about a thing, or it's not about something that you don't know. It's common sense. There's no rocket science. So that is the important thing that you all want to know. And okay, I will give it a shoot then. National. Okay, I can see that there are a lot of people from SLEET and Jaffna and SPM, and we can see some Sabragam University students. What is SLTC? Okay, maybe. Okay, thank you, people. Thank you for buzzing me. So without further delaying it, I'll share my screen. All right. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, madam, we can see your screen.
Okay, great. What's the screen that you can see me now? See now?
Pink background with the UX in.
Okay. Thank you, then I think it's only you who is speaking. Guys, you can speak with me. It's an interactive session. I really like to talk to you all and do the session. I think because I'm a lecturer and I'm pretty much cool with that. So don't worry, I will not eat you. So ask me any question. Even you can interrupt me at any time, any given time. Talk to me.
Purpose of this lecture?
Yeah, what?
Purpose of this lecture?
Purpose of this lecture is to tell you about UX. And didn't you read the introduction? So basically, my draw here to give an introduction, how to become a UX, and what is there in UX, and what you can learn in UX, and do you actually know UX? So I just wanted to give you the awareness about UX experience design team. So that's the main focus and the main the thing that I'm going to cover during the session. So I didn't specifically taken any theories, but I have some theories open too. Anyways, okay, let's start the session. All right, so UX. This presentation I created not for you, but I actually built this presentation for one of the engineers that I met, 1 year ago. And because user experience is, guys, not only built for us, as in we are designers, but it's built not only for the user experience designers, but in every aspect. For an example, okay, I don't know up to which level that you know, but if you take the software industry, okay, as a whole, so I don't know up to I know you're I'll tell you like this. So basically, if you take the software industry, there are a lot of professions available, guys. So when you take the professions now, I actually joined to the industry as a PHP developer. So when I joined to the industry as a PHP developer, by that time there wasn't anything exist as UX. Honestly, there was nothing exist as UX, but we had a thing called UI engineering, user interface engineering. User interface engineering is we develop web applications, we develop web designs. So we do it using HTML, CSS, and some JavaScript. Those are the very popular techniques available in those days. And when we were doing that, guys, so the main thing what everybody noticed on me is I kind of build user interfaces in a pretty good way. For an example, alignment wise, like spacing wise, typography wise, the color wise, just capture all the terms that I tell you, right? Okay, so these things I try to manage and represent or visualize it in a better way. So this is where I entered to this profession. I can say I did not know anything as UX, because I repeat, there's nothing, related to UX. Uh, yeah, did anyone tell anything? So there's nothing related to UX, like, existed. So because of that, like, I mean, it's those days, it was a hard journey for all of us, for a fact. But now, you are really fortunate to, like, come to this industry, like, this platform, especially in IT. And I think that, my personal opinion is, you have a lot of like vast opportunity enabled in the country, like, oh, as a whole world. So that's a quick introduction that I just wanted to give you before starting the session. So that time itself, I decided to, like, learn a little bit about UX, and I participated for a lot of user experience conferences. I still remember there was a conference, happened in Sri Lanka on 2014. That was the first conference. By that time, the ticket was somewhere around 4,000 rupees. I think 2013. That was the first conference happened in Sri Lanka. So it was really interesting. I really liked that. And even those days, I didn't find, like, quite interested topics, but they tried to do something there in the presentation, because it was an international event. And we later, like, figured that, there's a path opening in even in Sri Lanka about UX. But I don't know, according to what you think, what do you think as UX? Can I know any examples from you? I'm excited to know it from you, because UX is, guys, when I joined and when I was actually, going from my one company to another company, they all expected things like graphic design, and they really like, me to do some birthday card designs and video editing, video, I don't know, some lot of collaboration. Sometimes I even, like, went to some offices and draw their walls draw their walls, as in, like, I produce some artworks to people. And like, because everybody were lost in their own mindsets without, like, knowing what this is. But now we are very fortunate, you are fortunate, and because the path is very much defined now. Okay, so I will do this presentation, and you will probably know where you are, like, heading to. And I'm pretty sure that, you will understand all these concepts. So let me start the presentation. I hope you got at least a small understanding about what I'm going to do now. Anyways, all right. So yeah, my journey, I think I already told you. So I think I can say one more thing in addition to what I all said. When I meet different people, like, in my my what do you call, people in the industry, or maybe, like, my relatives or my friends, people ask, like, what I do. And when I say that, what I do, sometimes I'm trying to, like, be user interface designer, an interaction designer. And if I say someone, hey, I'm an interaction designer, so then this guy is asking, oh, or a visual designer, something like that. But our people are asking, oh, is there a difference? You got my point? Because for a fact, they think all these are part of one job. But no, there is a difference. So yeah, this is the other person's face, like, when I mean my face, when the other person asks, hey, is there a difference? Anyways, this is about UX. So if you take this, UX consists of all these titles of jobs. So there are people, like, who really do user interface designing, and there are people, like, who are really good at user experience architect. Architects are, guys, they are the people, like, who build the concepts, like, conceptually, like, they try to, like, bring the idea, and they gather, like, a lot of information, and they just do it in a very high level way. So they are architects. And there are people called usability engineers, and there are people called interaction designers and usability designers. specialist, experienced designers, experienced specialists. So likewise, this job defines lots and lot of titles like this, as you see it in the presentation. Okay. And so how UX, if you take the UX, guys, if you take it as a one word, normally UX, you can see it in all these areas. Now, assume like this, okay? I have been asked to design a pitch art website, okay? But okay, assume that my client is the pitch art, and I have been asked to do a web application or a web design or anything for the pitch art. But when I do that, okay, as a UXer, I just don't jump to the design. I come up from the very beginning of the process. Okay, before doing anything, the very first thing what I do as a UX is I do a field research. I actually try to understand my client. Who is my client now? The Pizza Hut. Okay, what is the Pizza Hut does? Pizza Hut, they sell pizzas. It's simple as it is, right? So you like pizzas and people love pizzas, and as a UX, as a designer, I need to understand, or I need to really realize to whom I am building this design for. Okay, which means you need to understand your users. So I'm also literally a part of a user of this Pizza Hut website. Okay, so before doing anything, I do field research. So I actually try to search in my Google, like understand, and like list down all these people who do similar capacity web applications, like Domino's, Dynamo, Burger King. I don't know. There are a lot of people like franchises market. There's a huge level of chain available in Sri Lanka. So they all do that. So we really need to get an understanding, or we really need to list down all these people who do the similar capacity of the particular domain. So we do field research, and we try to do some couple of competitive analysis, and to understand furthermore, we try our level best to take some interviews, like face-to-face interviews, or we try to go to these particular sites and look at the users, how they are enthusiastically buying the pizza, or what is the excitement behind it, or maybe the menu they have, or what are the new creations they do, what are the promotions they make. So we do, guys, hell lot of number of things before jumping down to the design. So these are some of the points, so I'll just read it. So we do some test, we actually gathering and organizing statistics, and we create personas. Okay, what is a persona? So persona is you. Okay, persona, we are building the persona, because only thing, the important thing what you really need to know is, before you do a design, I don't know whether I'm going into too detail level, but I'll make sure to not to miss anything, because I know you are very excited to know what is UX and all this about. So I just wanted to give you the right information by producing as much as possible. So I know how much time it will take, but let's try our level best to learn as much as possible today. Okay, so persona is basically we are building by taking some level of users. So how you are, yeah, I think Vidyan, you can mute the other people. Yeah, so when you are actually doing yeah, where am I? Yeah, oh, okay, when you're actually doing this persona, you need to understand some level of users. It can be, now that's why I asked, okay, from where you are joining. So I can see Jaffna people are joining, people from Jaffna are joining, and Kurunagala. I think all around the country, I can see literally like a good participation. So that is the users. Those are my users today. So I need to talk to all these number of users from different regions in Sri Lanka. You get my point? So that is a one point, when you take a persona. So you need to understand their language. You need to understand their age. Now today my age is, I'm pretty much sure you all are under 25 or maybe 20, I don't know. So this is my user group right now today, okay? But if you are building a design for a Pizza Hut, you literally can't expect like, all these people are like coming from 25. There are people like, who are pretty much in the age of 50s, in the age of 60s, in the age of 70s. We never know because technology is really good now. And or maybe youngsters like under 16, or maybe like, kids like 12, 13 people are also pretty much good at, ordering from Pizza Hut now. That is the other point when you take the personas. And the other thing is, so I took the nation, like, like where they are from, which means the geographically we need to understand their thinking patterns, okay, and the age and the gender. And in Sri Lanka there's a thing called some people say that, okay, girls, like, they're really not good at technical stuff, so but guys, they are really good. So because of this generalization and all these aspects, some of the people have, become built some of the assumptions, uh, that, genderization. So we need to talk about genders as well, but I'm not in that mindset, because nowadays girls are also very, very good and advanced, like, when compared with the guys. So but basically you need to understand all these aspects. So gender wise, age wise, nation wise, all these things you need to capture, and you need to talk to, few of the users and see, okay, when you're ordering food, what is the first thing that you want? Like when you are going to the Pizza Hut site, the first thing comes is the pizza, right? Do you want to register yourself, or do you want to put all your, what do you call, the age, or this and that? No, right? You want to log into the site and you want to order pizza. So you need to understand this concept. Okay, so this is the persona. And now the product design. And we have product design and we have feature writing. Feature writing means, guys, you write a lot of things when it comes to when you are like, building the design. So there are a lot of UX content. I will talk it in the in the upcoming sites. So I will not talk about it right now. And we need requirement writing, so we need some writing skill, we need some graphic cards. So because to build a site, so we need some graphically level of skill set, and we need some animations, like when you, like, open a pizza, like, pizza can turn, and when you can add toppings like, cheese or garlic or anything, when you are adding that, maybe you can, graphically show, like, some things are adding on top of it, some animations. And you can do interaction designs, and you can do navigational design. Navigation design is like, how you take the user in the user flow. I will tell you what it is. And information architecture. Information architecture is, guys, all these together we put into the table, and this is we call as information architecture. And you go to Google, you type similar sites, and you get all the details and personas, all the writing, interview details, observation, everything you put into one place, and we call it as an information architecture. And especially you want to, like, see other how other people, like, have done similar websites, like, by going to Behance or Dribble. I don't know whether you are familiar with all these things. Are you familiar with all these things, Behance and Dribble? So those are some similar platforms where you can, learn a lot of, like, designs and all of that. And usability, prototyping means, like, after you've done the design, you wire it up, where you can give it to some user and they can click and navigate through some designs, and interface layout, and then design, and visualize in design, and icons, like those icons that you use, the taxonomy creation, and terminology creations, copywriting, presenting and speak. I mean, that's a huge work that you do. But now I'm going to my next slide. But how UX is typically to be seen is only in those two steps. Unfortunately, you can this is going to be the output, but you do all this, homework and field research and everything, but UX is typically to be seen only in these two. So that is actually the hard part of it, because people might think it's easy, but no, it's not easy. But I'll tell you one more thing. Nowadays, guys, don't worry. because in most of the companies, I don't know about Sri Lanka, but in many companies in out there in the country, sorry, in the world, all these titles I just mentioned, like field research, there's another person who is doing it for us. Now, even in my company, like there are some researchers, okay, who do the research and give it to us. You know what I mean? Now, these titles are very much defined. That's why I always tell you, you are very lucky to be in 2021. Okay, because when I was doing it, we did all by ourselves, but I don't see it as a negative impact, or I don't see it as a very pessimistic way, but I took it as an optimistic way, because that experience counted to where are we today. Okay, so even though you want to come to the field, don't really skip all these steps. You need to come up with come from these steps and understand. So that is another important thing. All right, so now I will tell you what is user experience again. So end of the day, people, this is how our users are. Unfortunately, we build brilliant products, we build very cool, very outstanding and looking good and stuff. But end of the day, we our users, we just like build this glass of the water. Water glass, by putting water into it, and we are giving it to the user, and just see how they use it. They are dumb. So you always want to think your users are pretty much dumb. Okay, I'm not telling that they are dumb, but they are not really like smart. You need to build application, or you need to build designs assuming that they don't know anything. You get my point? Even though it's generic and seen, sometimes they see things in very different and unusual ways. This is our users. These are our users. That's why my first theory is, whenever I build a new design, or whenever I talk to some people, I try my level best to put myself into their shoe and think like them, think from their perspective. So that is one of the important thing I make sure to do every time. So okay. All right, so now what is UX? Okay, we keep talking about UX. Yes, we will maybe until the end of the session, so I will definitely say what is UX and all of that. Okay, it's about all the combination of what you see in this screen. So it's about visual design. It's about, okay, what is visual design? It Any idea? And anything? I don't know whether this can be done using some interactive session, because there are a lot of people. But still, I would really happy that if someone can speak yourself and share your ideas with me. Okay, so it's about combinations of methods and principles combined together to make sure the user is happy. So these are, I'll tell you, it's about cognitive psychology, where we focus on users' behavior. So this cognitive psychology is something like very very interesting topic. I mean, this session is really short for me to give you the best understanding about it. But think like this: cognitive load. Every user has a capacity. Okay, now even when I say all these 1001 words, I can see there are a lot of participants, and all these people have different cognitive load capacities. Okay, I say 1000 words, but maybe I can see Kulasekara. Okay, Kulasekara might take only from 1000 like only 100. Okay, maybe Lahiru can take maybe 200 or 300. Everybody has a cognitive load. Cognitive load is the capacity, the number of capacity that any human mind can take for a nanosecond, for a second, right? So we really need to think about our focus. We need to think about, and we need to focus about our users behavior. I will maybe after these theoretical things done, I will come back to some Google real world things, and we'll let you know what is it properly. And it's about user experience. usability. It's about usability. Okay, where we focus about intuition and making things simple. Okay, you can build a product. Okay, I will ask you to like maybe build a chair. Okay, if you build a chair and if user is having a pain, okay, by sitting on the chair, then your product is a failure. It could be really pretty, it could be really cool and wow and expensive and everything, but if the user really literally can't sit on the chair, it's a failure, right? So usability wise, you need to focus. You are like giving a simple thing to the user to use it in a proper way. I remember, like, I once I don't have it right now in my table. So I recently bought a water bottle and I tried I mean, it's hard to open the bottle. you know there's a button to press from there, and if I press the button, something else opens, and if there are two buttons. Okay, no, right? In a water bottle, you simply want to drink water. Why you are, like, making it so complicated? So that's why you need to making things simple. So this is about simplicity, and it's about interaction design, emotions and animations. And I don't know how to tell you, like, for an example, you log into Facebook, okay, and you type congratulations. When you type congratulations, how many of you notice that, like, some confettis, right? I don't know how to tell it, like, some good stuff, like, falling down from the top of the screen, right? And when you type a heart, like, some hearts are popping up from the window. So this is called interaction design, because our human, we are as a whole, I also like it. We all like to get it very personalized, like emotionally attached. So we all love animation, like when I click on a pizza, like, if it is popping out from the screen, and if I can customize the pizza, like, by adding some I'll show you some good examples after this. So those are the interactivity that, you can produce to the user. So interaction design also part of the UX, where you can help your user to make them happy. Okay, and it's about content strategies. What is content strategy? Where we focus on the voice of the product. Okay, voice of the product, as in, for an example, like, you use a lot of words in the web application. And assume like this. Okay, you are using eBay, and suddenly you got a error message. What is it? 505. Do you think users know 505 error? You think it matters? Like, you think that they know 505 or 404, 504 error codes like that? No, you can't assume your users are techie people like you. They are not techie at all. So if you can tell, hey, it's from, hey, sorry, our servers are down right now, we have some internal issues, we are working it right now, can you just hold yourself and, drink a cup of coffee and come back, so we will make it right now. And again, like, with some action items, like, what to do, next steps, right? So this is about that. So you need to be very much focused on the voice of the product, like what you speak, what you say to the users. Okay, and then we speak about visual designs, obviously. So visual design is the place where we focus on the interface to make the product looks trustworthy design. If you build a crappy design, like, anyone would not going to, trust about the design. And I mean, I'll show you examples later. Okay, so it's about visual design. So it has to be very perfect, and cognitive load wise, like, it has to be very simple. And the colors that you use, you need to be really aware, like, how you represent it, how you visualize it. Okay, and it's about functionality, where we make features to solve problems. Like, for an example, like, assume that, you are in Facebook. Okay, and you are in Facebook, and you suddenly posted something bad in your Facebook profile. If you didn't give the feature to your user to delete it or edit it, that's crappy, right? You shouldn't be like that. You need to give that control to the user to do what they want. Okay, that's why I always say, think from the user's perspective. Okay. Okay, and it's about data visualization, where we design complex information. Like for an example, hospital system, take a hospital system. And if you take a hospital system, you don't literally see any simple things there, right? Everything what you find there is complex. It's very complicated, and all the data, and because we deal with patients, doctors are dealing with patients blood reports, CT scans, PET scan reports, and lab reports. There are thousand things, like, when you need to put it into one screen and show it to the doctor. So you need to see and understand how we are going to visualize the data. Okay. And the I mean, guys, I'm just giving you a rough examples. Okay, this is not the uh, how do you call it? Like, this is not only about it. So I'm taking everything, like, in an example basis. And information architecture, where we focus on the structure and the functionality. So this is where we actually, try our level best to make our users happy. So UX design is a combination of methods, but what you just learned, with you can solve design problems while focusing on the users. Okay, you got the picture clear now? Yeah. And I think something coming to my mind. There was a time, like, when I don't know whether you know the DX car, not DX car, but the old cars, if you take, okay, I said this to even some of my colleague, like, even yesterday. So those days, when we were going by the car, you remember that seat holder? Wait, I don't know whether you all are. Can you see my Google now? Are you all see my screen now?
Yes, madam.
Yes, seat holder in the car. Okay, so what is the seat holder in the car? Those days, I don't know whether, because you people are very young, so I don't know how many of you have experienced that. Oh my God, I can't even see it. Okay. I think we found. Okay, somewhere in this, I'm sure that you all have seen some seat holders, car belt holders. Okay, so these seat car belt holders, those days you did not have a holder. Like, in the seat, like, they cut it a small pace, and put it the seat car, that is the square thing. Those days they did not have it. Those days, when people, like, sitting on it, that little thing is, like, annoyingly painful for the users, like, the passengers who are sitting on the seat, because right, it actually gave a pain in the ass. So those things, why, I mean, that is why I said it's not about web applications, it's not about web designs, it's not about all these what you see it in the Google. So it's about all these small things. So then later, these are pain points. Okay, so after realizing, the product teams of who are, like, building these cars, they realize, okay, this is annoying, and our users having a pain point, like, having all these things, like, like, up and running, like, on top of the seats. And then they introduce it. I mean, this is very small thing, but it gave a huge impact to all of the passengers or all of the users who are, like, using cars. So they introduced these car holders, and then later I think they put it back on the seats, even in the driving seats and the other passenger seats. Now you must have seen that, they have nicely organized it in a proper way. So this is a one very small example, and I will tell you another example. Those days, like, when you are, if you take the Range Rover, if you take a Range Rover, like, if you switch on the radio of it, or maybe if you are, like, playing a song or anything, and when you drive really fast, because of the environment impact, I know the vehicle is full seal, but still, because of the environmental impact and the pressure and the air pressure, even though our volume is somewhere near to 12, we can't literally see it if you go in a highway or somewhere else. So then they understood, if the user is pretty much really like to listen to this music when they are running fast, so I'm sorry, when they're driving very fast, it will automatically increase the volume of this, the I don't know, the track, the sound. And this is the beautiful, these are the beautiful stuff, guys, like, I mean, this is very tiny things I just mentioned, but now in the coming minutes, like, I will show that, I'll show very, very much pretty examples more than that, but I just wanted to, like, give you some ideas. Okay, so is UX, is UI? What do you think? Now I told all these points just to brief you what is UX. Okay, so let's talk about these two terms. UX is not UI. It's not equals to UI. Okay, they are really different. UX is what I have already shared with you in the couple of in the previous slides. UI is only the guys the visual part. Apart from the UX process, it's only the interface. So in UI, you see images, you see buttons, you see text, you see colors, you see all of these things, all the tangible stuff. Okay, but when you put them into together, okay, then this is the user interface. But if you make it easy to use, then we call it UX. In my terms, guys, I say UX is how a product works. UI is how a product to be seen. Okay, I hope you got the idea. Anyways, I don't think that I will continue with this presentation anymore, but let me see what are the possible things that I can take. Yeah, these are some points, guys. I think it will be very useful for you all. Now, when I was doing this session to, one of the engineers, like especially the software engineers, our users, they literally don't like to like wait. Okay, when you are in a website or when you're ordering something or when you are in Facebook, you literally hate to wait, right? So don't uh, you have to make sure you don't make user wait. Okay, and you need to always earn users trust. I don't think these are pretty much important for you when it comes to development perspective, because guys, can you give me 1 minute? I think my laptop. Okay, give me a moment. Battery වහින්න. තේවි ඉවත. අතින් තේවිලා. Okay, according to what happened now, it's low battery. This is also UX. I don't know. In my terms, every small thing happening around me, I actually consider as UX, because if I didn't get the notification in my laptop saying that your battery is low, how should I supposed to know that my battery is running low? This is UX. That's why I say, I mean, there's no rocket science, guys. So you need to understand to I don't know, it's very common sense, but you need to be very much sure about your users and the empathy. I'll tell you later. Anyways, so yeah, you need to earn the users trust. And transitions, I think I told you before. And yeah, I think these are pretty much fine. Yeah, this is actually, guys, I just did this. 53% of mobile users abandon sites that take longer than 3 seconds to load. Okay, because no one will like give a damn, like or give a shit to like wait in a website or web application if it takes 3-4 seconds to load. So those are very, very tiny things, that important things that we really need to understand. So I did this presentation to the developers where what they can do from their end. So that's why I did these things. Let me quickly show you some of the states. That's why I took this presentation especially. Yeah, I don't think these are needed for you. Yes, these are some transitions, like how you can You can see my screen, right? All good, right? With Danny?
Yes, madam, we can see your screen.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. Okay. I think this is what I wanted to show you. Yeah. So basically, in web applications, guys, one other important area is to consider the different states. Okay. I don't know how many of you know about these states. Now, for an example, if you go to eBay, or if you go to some popular web applications, okay, so you don't know what to do in those assume that you don't know what to do in that web application, and you haven't ordered any food, or you haven't um okay, booking.com, assume you are in the booking.com. And what is booking.com does? So booking.com gives you the chance, or gives you the feature where you can book a room, right? Or not a room, book a hotel or any place, okay, restaurant or something like that. So when you're doing some designs for things like that, right, you really need to understand the different states. So in the states wise, yeah, as we learn to craft all these system rather than pages, we must invest effort into shaping these often misstates designs. Now, what you see here is, this is before your application or product does something, didn't do anything yet. Like first time users see it. I'm pretty much sure that most of you have had the chance to logging to an application as the first user, right? Now if you take the chance to log into the Uber Eats application as the first user, what you get nothing, but you get say, hey, this is Uber Eats, and you can order good food, you can order some food there, and we are offering these items for you, and we have all these places around. They are taking you in a journey, right? First time users see it, I mean, as a UXer, I need to take my user a small journey throughout, because they are coming to the place for the first time. This is like a user manual, guys. Assume I do a product, like I'm making an oven, and this oven, if okay, I mean, if I design an oven in a pretty simple way, I don't even think that someone needs to read the user manual, or the what do you call, the small booklet, which comes with the product. I really don't think users needs to watch it, see it. Normally, in every way, we can't assume everybody is like us. Assume that my mummy is trying to use the microwave. I know your mother, or your father, or your uncle, they are pretty much like not techies like you, right? And they are trying to start operating the oven. Now they're trying to see, okay, is there any book where I can see, and what all these does, right? So that is where I always need to tell you, before doing anything, you need to have this you need to give this idea or the knowledge for the user when they first time see it. Now in this screen, what you can see is, you can see become a member, you can join now, and there are animates, drag, scrolls, pages. So you can open a prototype. You see it, right? If we are giving a small guidance to the user, what what you can do with the product. I mean, if you just, blank, if you just open it in a blank, no one know what to do. Okay. I think I recently did a design pretty much similar to, okay, I think I'll show it later. Um, the next screen. Okay, this is the nothing state. The next screen. When we inform people, okay, what the system is loading, and when we give them the feedback through a visual, it will not board user, and it will give user something to look while waiting. For an example, guys, now you go to the Facebook, okay, and until you do something, they give us something to do. Loader, in the loader you can do something, and when you click on something, and if it did not give an indication what has happened, then user will get lost. Now I am trying to create a post in Facebook. I typed it. and I'm now posting it. Now I see a progress bar. Get my point? If I'm not seeing a progress bar, I will get lost. I might think, hey, did it really post it? Did I like do anything bad? Because as a user, I didn't get, I'm not getting the confirmation whether I really posted it or whether I did a bad thing or whether I deleted it. That's why you need to show the user the loading state, or you can interactively like give some visualization, or I'm pretty much sure that some of you must have seen some games coming until something loads, like you will asked to play some games or puzzles. It will not bore the user, and it give user something to look at while waiting. Or you can let the user to watch something. Okay, so this is the loading state. Yeah, so this is where we have no item, no data, nothing to show, instead of showing a blank page. Why not showing something like this to make your user engage? Difference is, like here the difference is, nothing state is before something happened. What I previously showed you guys is before something happened. It's nothing there. But this can happen at any time as long as it's empty, like this can come. Okay, now in this screen, you can see the guardian today, council, blah, 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 like something is there. Okay, so you can give a web look like this, like some anime, like some plus area like this you can create, or you can yeah, you can compose emails there, or you can create a reminder, you can create a meeting. So this is where you do some of the work like that. So yeah, so I think I remember, like there was a junior, like who was working under me, and I asked this particular colleague to like do some designs. And uh, and yeah, so he just did, I mean, he just did it like he put the navigation, and inside blank, nothing. You never should do that. Okay, you need to do at least something where user will not get lost. There's a nice book, guys. I will maybe after the session, or maybe tomorrow I will share with you. I have like some couple of, not couple of book, I have really huge list of books I can share with you. This book actually tells you, don't let user to think. If you are if you are letting the user to think, okay, what to do as my next step, then it's a failure. If you can take the user throughout a journey, then that's a successful product. I'll show you some examples later. All right, so this is non-state. Okay, this is actually some one item list listed, like how you are going to show, like see, you have this 1 2 3, and see, only privacy, you have only one item, some visualizations like that. So this is one state, and this is guys many state, ideal state. So some states, like look at this. So you have 1 2 3, some states are there, and you see I mean, there's no ideal state. So sometimes, like you will have to like ended up having like this, and then later, like you will have to do designs for huge list, like with some pagination. See, some paginations is there. Or maybe you can have a lazy loading when you scroll the page, like you can load the data, and auto loading, or you can sort it. I mean, if you bring a design like this, okay, you need to be very much what do you call, focus, how my user going to search something from this. If you didn't add a search here, if you didn't add a filter here, okay, I mean, take your exam sheet, or research sheet. Assume that you have done maybe 12 subjects, and you have 12 subjects in the Excel sheet. If you, I mean, I know it's not a good example, but yeah, I'll still take that as an example. But if you take the exam list, but you want to see this, okay, how much I got to the science. What are you going to do? If you can have a filter by the subject using science, it will not even take a nanosecond for you to see the marks for the science subject. You know what I mean, right? I'm just trying to like give you the ideation, like ideas, like how you need to think from that aspect. Okay, and you can, give these download buttons. You can give these print buttons where user can, print it and keep it somewhere, or export it and keep it somewhere. And yeah, and some date pickers like this. So what you right now see is the last, 3 months. And right now what you see is the bank account details, some statements of the periods, you know what I mean. So, and you can see, okay, 15 results only you see here. And if you want to see the some more number of pages, so you can change it and show it. Let's go to real examples later. So this is about some many states, too many states. Okay. And yeah, I think this is the incorrect state. This is also very important, guys, in the user experience design. So when you are actually, when your user tries to do something wrong, when your user tries to do something bad, if you didn't inform the user you did a bad thing, or you just did a wrong thing, user does not know what happened. Okay, and how they should supposed to know about it. I sometimes, try to create a password. I don't know where it is. And I tried maybe 7 8 times to, generate a proper password, because I did not know their policy or their conditions of creating passwords. Then later I had to like Google and see, okay, how the hell I should supposed to create a password in this particular domain. And then I realized, oh my God, they have to add a symbol, they have to add a caps lock letter, and they have to add some numbers, and they have to add some, I don't know, some level, and then and some number of characters, like 10 to 12, something like that. But they did not give that indication to the user when they are defining it. Okay, so you always need to give those information to the user, how to do stuff. Okay, if you are wrong, say it. If you are correct, then again you can say it, right? So this is a correct state. Tell the user that he is good to go, all tick marks, everything is green, and you have the complete button. So some good anime, good things. I don't know whether how many people here are able to, were able to do the science subject. This there's a, what do you call, hormone in our minds called dopamine. Okay, everybody likes this, to get compliment from people, right? Like when you get a good mark, or when you get a tick mark or a star from your, small ages, you always love to get that, right? Because we always love to, get loved by people, get appreciated by people, get compliments. So even in our designs, okay, if we can include all of these beautiful aspects, people would love it, right? You need to uh, catch the user, right? By not letting him going from my application. So that is the other important thing. So uh, give that accomplishment, like when you actually do it right, say you did it right. So the user will get some accomplishment, feeling, hey, you done it, and you did it, something like that. Yeah, so yeah, see, this is a done state, how you do that. Okay, I think I will stop that presentation from that point, and let I get I have a chat. How many days this lecture is done? Vidyani Pansilu Polhenkode is asking that, how many days this lecture is done. Okay, let me share my screen on the other presentation. I don't know, Pansilu. I think it's only happening today, or maybe. Okay. Okay, this is I did only for you, but I just didn't want her to miss the other parts. That's why I specifically opened that presentation today, because it's very much useful for you all. All right. Okay, can you, I mean, now I am not trying to go into the theoretical sides, guys, but I have some theories as well. But I just want to make sure that, you all know practical stuff, more than the theory. But then again, end of the day, when you even take the practicals, the things that you see, everything like, based on theory. So that's another story. Okay. All right. I'll share my screen again. Okay. Can you see my screen now? I'll make it full screen. Yeah. All good. You can see, right?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So these are the 15 top UX design trends for 2021. Okay. And I'm excited to share those things with you. Right. The first thing is neumorphism. I don't know whether how many people here have heard about that. So neumorphism is, okay, I need to tell you, these are new trends. Okay. I know this session is about how to become a UX and how you can define your jobs. I will come to those aspects also, but I think in the very first few slides and when I was starting my discussion, like, I stated you like, how you can come to this path. And I repeat, no rocket science. If you can, like, literally understand the user and do some research and keep looking at all the designs, like, in the Behance, Dribble, or follow your, like, follow all the trends. I'm not asking you to put every trend into your design, which is wrong. Okay. But you try to, like, understand, or you try to update yourself with each and every, like, new topics, new trending things, like, which is in the daily life. Okay. So that's why I just wanted to bring this, which supports you to become a UXer. Okay. Everything is relatable, whatever what I'm doing today. So yeah. Okay, let's move with this. So neumorphism is actually, guys, in between version of some the other tools. Okay, and flat designs and some plain designs, and he's gaining, like, some subtle, the innovative look. Okay, in this design, guys, this is, neumorphism. Okay, in these designs, the user interface elements are placed behind the background. If you see, these elements, they are placed behind the background. Okay, and they are trying to similarly, like, make it as a watermark setting. Okay, these nowadays, like, some of the people are using this neumorphism concepts in music applications, because in music application you must have seen that, you must have noticed we have a lot of play buttons, next button, pause button, and slides, like, to switch in between the other sound, other tracks. So once the user makes a selection, the element actually, protrudes out and looks like it's coming out the screen. Okay, that's the beauty of it. So neumorphism is about using some solid colors and blend of this right contrast, and trying to shadowing these effects. Okay, so nowadays, like, this is one of the very trending, like, designs, so product designs, and this relying on some neumorphism, like, in different aspects across all the user interfaces. So this is one of the first trends, like, I followed in the designs. And the second thing is illustrative designs. I don't know how many of you have seen this, but if you go to web application or web design nowadays, everywhere you see illustrators. You now very rarely see the real images, because now the trend is illustrations or illustrative designs or vector graphics is the latest UX design trend, where images are created using these computer graphics and are connected using these lines and some curves, and this gives them an identifiable shapes. Okay, and you sometimes some people, like, draw these, and there are a lot of spaces or sources that, in internet, like, where you can download assets like this. There's a humans library, and I don't know, like, if you go to free peak, or I mean, there are a lot of areas, like, elements, you can find a lot of similar vectors like this. So when you're using this, but you need to really make sure that you are using it for the right thing. I mean, if you're, like, trying to create a website for a Pizza Hut, and it doesn't really matter, like, putting something like this sort of a vector. Okay, so you need to make sure you need to tally, like, the vectors that you choose. So more and more the web designers are relying on this vector adverts these days. So not only it looks sophisticated, but it adds an unique look to the UX design. So in most of the companies, even in my company where I'm currently working at, so even this, they also, like, have pretty much good who are the, I don't know, artists, I don't know, art, I know they draw a lot. Okay, and I don't really say that, this is a UX's job to draw these, because they are very good at uh, some people are very good at drawing and all this stuff. So these vector images are perfect for keeping it minimalistic while conveying the message to your audience. So very important stuff. So illustrative designs. And the third one is the password less logging. If you see this graph, guys, okay, and it's a common scenario that users forget their passwords every other day. I don't know, in this session, like, I mean, I don't know how often that, you forget your password. Even my case is very same, because I use an iPhone, and when I'm using iPhone, like, it completely, like, scan my face, and right, biometrics and all of that. I saved all this password using my face. So I literally don't want to remember anything. And it actually, opens from my encrypted passwords, and it reads it, and then it comes to the design. So design as in the application. So that's how it goes. So according to the password security survey, 27.95% of respondents said users forget their passwords 10 or more times per day. Trust me. So we can say that forgetting password is a customer's pain point that you need to address. Okay, I always say pain points, because pain point is the place where we address and where we as a designers come to the stage and, like, do all our magic. Okay, so the real problem lies with password setting protocols, that they obligate the users to include special characters, numerals, uppercase, lowercase. I told you previously, right? So through mandatory for security reasons, and these requirements actually, only add to complexity and lead to users have their reset their password frequently. Because of that only, they tend to forget password. A simple solution. Okay, what you can do here as a UXer, a simple solution that would work here is a what? Transition to passwordless logins. Logging through Google's, logging through social media account, logging through fingerprints, or logging through iris scans. I just told you, like, the scans or phone unlock patterns. I mean, this is where we need to go. Okay, we are talking to humans, where we intends, or where we tend to forget stuff like nothing. You get my point? So it is one of the emerging of UX design trends that is already being implemented by various big brands. So nowadays, I think Apple and yeah, probably the Android. So they tried their best to, achieve all these aspects, and even the Google. So although it was not as popular as the other forms of logging before, like 2016, so these concepts is growing gradually, guys. So it is forecasted to overtake passwords as the primary form of logging within the next 6 years. So we are pretty much happy that, we could be able to achieve, a lot of things. So yeah, so this is one of another way. So Microsoft has worked on removing password from Windows 10. So this is Microsoft Windows. Okay, and they have achieved to, like, remove their password in the 10 version. 2004 introduced Windows 10 Hello, a biometric system to sign in. Get my point? So if you can see that, in this, there's these biometric signs are there. So where you can scan your the fingertip. Okay, once the setting is turned on, user can sign in using fingertip or the iris scan or a pattern. Or this implies that PCs will use Windows Hello Face authentication, fingerprints, or a PIN code. So this is where they successfully, like, introduce some of the things. So okay, UX writing. I think I told you about this. Okay, this is also very much important, guys, because previous days, okay, like 5-6 years back, or maybe I can say 3-4 years ago, most of the people, they thought the writing is something which is not important. But no, creative and intentionally decorated words do not work anymore now. It only adds some of the fluff, okay, to the user. But people want to hear to the point information that will bring them the value, okay, which in turn will lead to more customer engagement and conversion. So for an example, take this, okay. Now this, I don't know whether you can see it. In this, there's a hotel search on Google. In this, you can see book a room, okay. Now, if you take this, okay, how many number of people would click this? Because it is too specific. It's like, if I click this, like, am I actually booking a room? Oh, that's weird, right? Because I don't want to book a room. Maybe I might like to, I might want to, like, see the availability of the hotels of my favorite places, of the good five-star hotels. And I could be able to see all these places before I book a room. You get my point? So UX writing, it's actually a micro copy. It's all about using short sentences that help users understand where they are, what they need to do, and what the brand story is telling, and how the brand can help. Okay, and it is about saying less while expecting to make a more significant impact. Now, if you see this, if you read this properly, like, they say that, we found that it was far too committed at this stage. That's why I said you. Now, book a room. If you type, if you put it like a book a room there, they will think that you are going to book a room. No, you don't want to commit it at that time, right? In the decision making process. So we switched it to check availability, and what we found, that this was meeting the users where they were in their mindsets, right? So these are some of the good stuff. So these are some of the other points. So you need to, I'm sorry, so you need to so you need to stick to the point and do not beat around the bush, and provide an objective to the user before they proceed further to explore more. I think this is also very important. So you always need to guide them, okay, through the journey. If you go to Uber Eats, okay, you are trying to order food, and when you click something to the cart, it will tell you want to proceed, or you want to, like, cancel the order. If you click on the order, do you want to cancel it right away, or are you going to give 10 seconds to cancel the order before restaurants accept it, right? So this writing is very important. So try and directly address the user, by not generalizing things, and incorporate present tense or active voice in your microcopy, or using numerals when required in undoubtedly a good practice. So these are some of the things that you need to really think of. And dark themes, these are one of the most popular, like, things nowadays. I think this is not even a 2021 trend. This has been, like, coming from the, can you hear me?
Yes, madam, we can hear you.
Okay, I think I got a message like, what about the copyright things? Yes, using vector arts, guys. Mm, okay, it's a good question, but no, there's no copyright things. Copyright things, guys, Nandun, especially when you are taking some licensee pictures. Okay, if you are, okay, I think I can show you some of the ideas. Or maybe are we going to answer to all of these questions later? Maybe later, because I have to switch from the presentation. Okay, I'll answer to this later. Okay, Nadu, did I pronounce? Yeah, Nandun. I will answer to your question later. Okay, so we are in the dark mode one. Yeah, but you can keep uploading, or type your questions into the chat, so we can look into that in the later. So dark themes are about changing the brightness and contrast level of user interface and design to make it soothing for the eyes, because it has to be very, very, very cute, and how I mean, very, how do you call, relieving or soothing, okay, especially all the night owls. Now, when you take engineers, they are pretty much like, using the Visual Studio Code. I don't know whether you know about that editor, but I assume that all of you all are very enthusiastic people for the IT industry. But there's a code editor called Visual Studio, and not only Visual Studio, PHP, my Storm. There are a lot of editors are available in the industry. I'm sorry, in the internet. So all these things are giving the capability to switch in between the dark themes now. Why? Because I don't know, people are tend to use dark themes, because even right now I am using a dark theme because it's very soothing for my eye. And but I am not giving the user to stick to it. I give the option to user to switch in between the themes. I don't want my user to use the dark theme every time. No, you can't do that. So that's the thing. So when you're giving these solutions, by providing some large content sections with some dark themes, as you need to specifically look into the matter that you are giving the freedom for the user to switch between the colors. And sometimes I don't know if you are a Samsung user or an iPhone user, you have an automatically brightness set in the phone. In this you can literally set this, how do you call it, display, yeah, the brightness automatically. So in the morning it's daylight, and maybe after 6 or 7 it will automatically turn it to a dark theme, right? These are not rocket science. I told you, even if you take the Google Maps, in the morning it's very much light, but in the dark automatically the map is අර map එකට නිකන් රෑ වෙනවා වගේ වෙනවා. I don't know whether how many of you experience that part. It's very interesting. Okay, so with iOS, Android announcing their dark theme modes, many apps are shifting their focus towards this embracing trend. Okay, and this covers the accessibility too. In user experience, accessibility is one of the key areas, key points. Okay, because accessibility is the part that where we focus on the users personalization. It's like, oh wow, this phone is made for me, because everything is customized, accessible for me. You know what I mean? So that feeling is the most beautiful feeling that you can give to the user. So this new UI design trends positively influences the user experience and is gaining the momentum, the day by day. So these designs teams today have been taking full advantage, I think, of the available designs, which is available, introducing themes and that adjust one of the environments, and brighter in the day and dark in the night, gives users the power of the choice, thus making for the designers that works in favor for people. So that is one of the important thing, in this design trends. And I don't know whether how many of you know, in Amazon, Spotify, Netflix, YouTube, they are already came to this dark theme now. The reason is that people typically use these entertainment channels later of the day. Now, I don't know how you, I think now it's not a, how do you call, a wonder for me or a surprise for me. And everybody watches Netflix now. Everybody somehow managed to watch Netflix, at least by taking some password from your friends, right? We share the passwords. So I know in end of your day, so you go to Netflix to watch something, or maybe you go to YouTube to watch a video. So you are choosing these dark themes. So this is one of the typical reason that entertainment channels choosing these dark themes. On the other hand, light themes work well for news websites and social media, and who gets most of their traffic on the daytime. So this is also one of the reasons why YouTube and all these entertainment channels gave this dark theme option. Okay, so yeah, let's move to the other side. Yeah, I think I have added a couple of more designs. I mean, there. Yeah, so see, these are some of the, yeah, this is what I told you, you have the voice of the choice. Okay, you can choose right, dark, or what you want. You get my point? So you need to give that choice. And this is my some of the favorite part, AI gestures. How many of you know this? Any idea? I don't know. You want to talk with me? Vindhya, how many minutes available for me?
Around 30 minutes.
Around 30 minutes? Okay, maybe then we have to run fast. Okay, air gestures, air gestures. This is one of the beautiful, beautiful trend, especially a mobile trend, I would say, that promotes use of our body gestures to perform actions. Okay, for an instance, like, a user showing a palm gesture like this in front of the camera to capture a selfie. How beautiful it is. You don't want to literally click on anything. You don't want to literally touch on anything. You can just, put your palm like this and, it will capture a selfie. It's beautiful. So since the advent of touch screens, a lot of features has been changed now, which is evident from the mobile interfaces, increasing touch screens, aspect ratios, even the aspect ratios are also part of it. Increased aspect ratios mean fewer bezels, like, in front of which in turn means a better gesture experience. Like there's a way, like, okay, if you type z like this, I'm sorry, if you take your mobile phone and if you draw the C, it will open the camera. Okay, and with this COVID issue, how many of you have issues like, wearing the mask, wearing the face, I don't know how do you call it, face, the shields. Okay, and yeah, it's like your entire thing is covered, right? And you can't open the phone because everything is covered, and phone is not able to, like, identify, like, who are you, even with the biometrics. But yeah, these are one of the issues. Like if you can, have some AR gestures, like if your both hands has gloves, you can, like, tap to the phone like this, to go to the other screen, or to play the other song, or some beautiful things. So although Apple initially introduced these gesture controls technology in iOS, the new UX trend is taking this technology to the next level. You can wave your hand or pinch your fingers in the air to make stuff happen on the phone without using any touchscreen. Actually, I want to share some experience. I had a laptop, like, 7 years ago. I bought it from USA, and that was my very personal laptop. I would say it had leap motion. I don't know how many of you know that, but even those days I knew leap motion. So in leap motion, there's a small sensitivity, like, some touch. I don't know, something was there inbuilt in the laptop. So I didn't do anything with that leap motion thing, but the good thing about it is, like, to that laptop, it had some, leap motion games were there. So you can literally, like, sit, like, stand in front of the camera and, play badminton, and you can, play the car races, because you can see the steering wheel in, and you can touch it, and steering wheel gets touched it, and when you do this, steering wheel gets turned. It actually was there in my laptop. That was one of the beautiful experience, but it's still there, but I'm not using anymore because it's no use for me, like, to play games. But it's a beautiful feature, right? But we need to see where to use it. Okay, but now for a user like me, it's pointless. Okay, but we need to see how effectively we can use this feature. Now, if I told you, like, in a previous way, if you can use it in a thing, like, now in this COVID situation, to play a song, or maybe to take a photo in this gestures way, then the beauty comes. You get my point? All right. And let's go to the second one. I think I will play you this video. Can you all hear the voice? So this is one of the. Can you all hear the sound of this video?
No, madam, we can't hear the sound.
All right. I think I don't know how to share the sound also. Maybe I will share this presentation with you later. So basically, this guy is coming now. Okay. Now this is a research has been done by now. See, when you do that, it stopped it. You didn't want to. You didn't want it to literally. Okay, this sounds very high, so I just wanted to mute it. So this guy is, trying to stop it, and they are using some sensors, some radar sensors. This is Google. Google is the ones they invented this part. So they unveiled Pixel 4 that uses radar sensor that makes it usable through AR gestures. So its latest invention is attracting some eyeballs, as it is primarily the radar powered, so making Pixel 4 one of its kind. So this is one of the things that they have done. But the important thing here is, guys, okay, now you will think, okay, what will happen if you take a coffee on top of this phone? Now, this is the phone, okay? And when you do this, it stops the, I don't know, it stops something. You can do some action. But when you take something from this, does it happen? No, that's the beauty of it. That's where we use the machine learning. Okay, then we train some level of the model with based of your actions, and based of your actions, this particular machine learning part try to learn it. Okay, and they try their level best to identify each and every moment what you do, because when you make a coffee on top of your table, the phone, it knows then you're taking a coffee or something. But if you do it, they know, okay, you're purposely doing it, right? Okay, I'll show you that, how they did it. Okay, we have only 30 minutes. Let's try the best to take the maximum. Okay, see, she's trying to take a coffee, but nothing happened. But if you wave at your phone, it stopped it, because they are using some proximity sensors in it, and it learns. Okay, that's the beauty of all these features. And now this what happened here is, guys, I'm sorry that you can't hear the sound. So the alarm is beeping. You know how hectic when alarm is beeping in the morning, right? But when you are going near to your phone, the beep sounds gets low. That's what he's trying to show you there. It's beep sounds get low, and when you want to stop it, you can swap your hand. So these are some gestures nowadays people are using, and some beautiful creations when it terms of UX. So I have added some I don't know what is this. Oh yeah, I think I used this part because I don't know whether it's important to say this. Yes, but I will say this also with you, guys. I don't know how many of you know. Couple of years back, I think couple of months ago, there was a very popular news spread in the internet. One of a guy. Wait. I think I will open this story. Yeah, it will. It sounds good for you. I don't know whether we can go to this side. I'll take my Google. Yeah, this is one of the very popular story, guys. I don't know how many of you know that. So Apple Watch saved my life. 5 people share their stories. How it saved your life. How it saved your life. So Apple Watch has all this, these proximity sensors and all the other sensors. I hope you can see the screen. So all these sensors, once there's a guy who recently got met with an accident. When this guy met with an accident, he actually wore a watch, Apple Watch. So Apple Watch has all the sensors I told you. So it can read your pulse rate, it can read your oxygen, like oximeters, even the oximeter thing also there in your Apple Watch. And it actually could be able, as soon as the guy hit on the vehicle, his BP level, I mean the pulse rate, everything went really high. And Apple Watch identified that this guy is in a trouble and he met with an accident. And what Apple Watch did was, uh, he Apple Watch actually could be able to send a message to the immediate contact, like SOS contact, which the guy has already saved in the phone's emergency contact, and saying that, hey, I met with an accident, I'm in trouble. But at the same time, like, this particular guy's location has been shared with the family because he had this family sharing option. And same time, the Apple Watch could be able to make the dial like 911, and ambulance came there, and ambulance, like, picked the guy and went to the hospital. When the father came, the guy is not even there because he has been taken by the ambulance people, like, to the hospital. And the Apple Watch could be able to save the life like that. You know what I mean, right? These are actually, how they could be able to uh, use the technology in the user experience way, and, like, improve. uh, okay, did I stop sharing the session? Yeah, improve the beauty of, all these products. Wait, I will share my screen. Can you see my screen now?
No, madam.
Okay, I think I will. All right, I think you can see it now. Now we are moving to the biometrics. This is the, oh, okay, I think I'm sorry. So this is actually, I was talking about some biometric authentication for a secure UX. So yeah, so facial recognitions, and yeah, and yeah, the voice, and the vein pattern recognition. So these are one of the very important stuff we really wanted to learn when you are doing UX, and those things literally can, do a hell lot of, like, things which you don't even think of. So this biometric authentication is here to make devices, like, secure and proven to be a significant UI and UX trends, like, in 2021. And this technology that can embrace, like, or improve the security first approach for both the business and the end users, as I told you, thus improving the experience substantially. And and the promising biometric authentication market is an innovative technology that has been giving identity to people without being at risk, being impassionated. Okay, so these are one of the things. um, yeah, this is also one of the videos I just put. I don't know why it's not playing. Maybe I will play it later. Okay, and my next favorite and the important thing is the virtual and augmented reality. So from just being a future possibility of real life implications, implementations, virtual reality and augmented reality has become a long way, guys. This technology actually and advancement has become one of the latest UX industry trends. So if you read this, we have seen that the change in times, AR is not just restricted to gaming, but has spread its wings to other sectors as well. Some of them include AR in retail, travel, automobile industry, education, and especially in healthcare. Like if you go to the hospital, like, using some AR mechanisms, like they can actually, I mean, measure your weight and the height, everything, and they can actually, read your face, and they can put your all the health related stuff, into the the display. They can do 1,001 things, like, using augmented reality, the platform. So maybe I think this is not the right time to, like, show all the videos, but I think I definitely, like, need to show you all how they have done the use of augmented reality. Let me quickly share with you some of the, all right. Okay, look at this one. And desktop 2. Okay, can you see this now?
Yes, madam, we can see.
Very good. So this is a very popular website. So one of my very favorite product, which is Maybelline, and this is a makeup product. Okay, so how you can see how they have done, how they have used the augmented reality, like, in their marketing aspects, or how to sell their products using the augmented reality. But before that, you all can see everybody whenever, this is also UX, guys, okay? Before I switch on my camera, or if I go live, if I upload something, I literally need to get the consent from the user where I am okay to do that. So that is the live consent thing comes. Okay. And now you can see how they have done it. So basically, you don't want to go on shopping anymore. Can you see me? So in this screen, okay. And if I add this lipstick, you can see my lips are going to get changed. If I need this color, if I need this color, this horrible, and maybe some dark color, right? You don't want anything else, right? You can go with all these colors and see how you're, whether it's really suitable for you, whether it's really, like, fine with you. Even you can add a lip liner, guys. It's incredible. And lip glosses, see, you can see my lip color, the gloss is getting changed, right? My camera is here, my screen is there, so it's horrible. And so this is the beauty of it. Okay, this is the beauty of it. And not only lips, like you can do anything into your eye. Look at my eyebrows are, like, changing. And if you want a shadow, maybe you can see this. I can literally, like, use this AR, I know it's horrible, yeah, things, and, like, make use of it. So this is user experience. This is how UX jumps into a product and use augmented reality, like, features like that, and improved their product, like marketing. This is literally marketing. So okay, I will close this, and I will definitely share these things. Even see, guys, even the all these things are there, contouring, and all the, I don't know, the blushes, eyes, lips, everything is possible these days. I know what will happen. Okay, let me quickly stop sharing, and coming back to the presentation. We have only 20 minutes left. Okay, and I will. I mean, it's good that I added all the links there. Otherwise, I might say forget. Right. Oh, wait. I'll have to share the screen. Okay. Okay. So this is the augment. I mean, guys, sorry about that, but I just showed you the very small stuff. There are a hell lot of things available in the internet. You can see and, like, get an idea about augmented reality, because these technologies advancements are happening day by day. We can't even count, like, what are the next innovations, like, coming into the trend. Okay, so this is AR and UX. And yeah, see, again, AR. So you have this, how do you call it? I just forgot. The glasses, VR glass, right? Okay, I think I forgot the part. So from just being a future possibility, guys, even the real life implementations, virtual reality, augmented reality has become a long way. So you can see all these examples, like, like this. Yeah, so this is also a video, guys. Maybe you can see it later. So this is another augmented reality workout, some of the product team has completed. And yeah, so yeah, let's move to the other thing. I love this one. This is, I know, I think out of all the things that I said, this is one of my best. When I do a product design, I always make sure to give a personalized experience for everyone. If I go to my eBay, I would see the things that I like and I browse. I would not see I would not see the things that you browse. If I would go to my Netflix, I see the things that I watch. I don't see the things that you watch. So personalization extends to appealing to the universal human nature needs, guys. On the other hand, if personalization is, like, missing at any level, the chances are that you will losing out to a competitor. Okay, if you are not really focusing on the personalization first, then you will lose it, because nowadays the trend is the personalization. If even if you go to Uber Eats, I will show you some couple of examples maybe right after I finish this presentation, because I can't jump to this and that all the time. So if even if you go to Uber Eats, I can see the things that I order, right? I have my favorite shops, like, put it in the heart shape, and I have my, like, recent orders. And recently, like, I gave up a call to the Pizza Hut, okay? And when I gave the call to the Pizza Hut, she, okay, whoever asked, hi, am I speaking with Miss Sandaru? I said, yes. So, Miss Sandaru, you ordered this last time. Do you want to continue the same order? Yes, right? Because we are we are very choosy in our own little world. We don't want to, like, try new things. If I like to order maybe the, I don't know, devil chicken pizza, maybe even the tomorrow I would go with the devil chicken because that's my favorite. And even the day after tomorrow I would go with the same order, the garlic portion and this, because we are very much choosy. Even if you are choosing a guy or a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you are choosy, right? You are not literally, like, approaching everybody, right? We are choosy in our own world. We like the stuff. We like people who like who has some mutual aspects, mutual interest. So that's the beauty of the personalization. And if you can mix this personalization into your product, you are, like, doing it in the best way. I recently, I think couple of years ago, I went to spa salon. uh I mean, physically I went to spa salon. And when I went to spa salon, my phone GPS, the location was on, okay, so it was switched on. And I pretty much stayed in the show. I mean, I went with my best friend and I was not really interested in those products. So because I went there because of my friend. And after I come home, when I was scrolling Facebook, I I accidentally got this Parsilon product page in my feeds. How? Because they captured my location and they realized that, I spent quite a little extra time there. And then they choose to, like, show this to me by thinking that I have some interest in it. This is the beauty of user experience design. You read the user, not only your what do you call, your words, but your actions, the way you go, where you go, okay, the things that you touch. I think this is, in a way, like, this is very scary, right? Because if I type something in Google, okay, okay, hotels in Malaysia, and when I go to Facebook, all the hotels in Malaysia comes. It's sometimes annoying. And if you type, like, okay, computer tables, like, good designs, and when you come to a Facebook or Instagram or any other social media platform or even the Google, you get all the list of, people who are selling computer tables. You get this in you are getting this feeling, right? You are in this what do you call, experience, right? So this is that personalization is one of the UX trends that tend to be dynamic by nature. Its USP is that it learns and adapts by leveraging the art of the machine learning. So this has to do a lot of work with machine learning, guys. It's not easy. It's not easy. It has a lot of, like, training models and, like, putting it into the machine learning and, like, getting the outputs. But output is beautiful. So if you need an example to look up, Netflix actually, is the best. So they definitely do their best job at personalization, UX design experience for their growing audience. Okay, so yeah, so this is actually the Netflix. Yeah, so they extends to appeal into the universal human nature and needs. On the other hand, personalization is missing at any level. The chances are that you will be losing out. I mean, if you go to your Netflix and if you, like, used to see all the shitty things that you are not really interested, I think you would close it and, like, do whatever the things that you were continuously doing. You will not come. That's why. So you need to keep your user uh, okay, this is very interesting. This is actually some voice activated user interfaces. And I will switch on the subtitles of it. Otherwise, you can't hear it. So basically, guys, this has been introduced by Alexa, like the Google. So Google Assistant, another ring. Okay, the explosion that voice assistants like Alexa and you must have heard about Siri, Bixby, even Google Assistant. So voice activated user interfaces also one of the. This is other point. Okay, I think I missed the point. So this is this is how we are. It's in enhancing the UX using voice activated user interfaces. Okay, so UI using speeches or voice commands. So this is actually the idea behind this is they actually introduce some of a device like this. The good news is that people are embracing these trends with open arms. They really like it. They like to use these things and see how much of an like good experience they can use, and even accessibility wise. So now even as search engine optimizations, if you see, you can see the voice commands are there even in the Google, and everything, most of everywhere, like you can see the voice is enabled. And the only reason why voice interfaces still are not used primarily narrowed down to the word recognition accuracy, but now even that is also changing, guys, so which makes it one of the noteworthy trends in UX. So this is also one of the most popular one. So this is actually how the ring could be able to read what's on my grocery list. He's asking from the ring what's on my grocery list. So it typically, like reads, go to your notes and reads the grocery list, and then it's come back to you. You have 5 items on your grocery list. So this is the beauty of it. It gives all the calculations to it. It's supposed in every way. And the messages. This is some great product that I think it hasn't been a while, like they introduced it. Yeah, so these are voice activated user interface and how it can yeah, now only the topic come title came. Okay, I think we learned a lot today, and I just wanted to keep this part as the last slides of my presentation today, because now you learned a lot. I don't know how effectively, like it has used for you, but now I will show you some example of good and bad design without, like wasting much time. All right. Okay, I think yeah. So what do you think about this? So this is a lift. Okay, the designer did this lift, and the classic UX designs fails that teach us how not to do UX. If you do a design like this, okay, how I mean, okay, you can see, right? It literally fails. You can't really. I mean, he did a great job by putting every number together, but he did not achieve the simplicity of the design, and it is. If I got into this lift, I might, like stuck in this lift forever, like without thinking what to do in my life in the next steps. So don't do designs like that. Okay, and this every time, like if you see this, they will see like what needs to be done in this. And this one, this is a door having the label as pull. If it is a pull, you need to have the handle to pull the door, right? You should not confuse the users by having doors like that. Okay, okay, this I posted even in LinkedIn today. I realized that WhatsApp, they have done a great thing, like by introducing this delete option in WhatsApp, because we do mistakes, we are humans, and but you're drafting a personal message to send a close friend to WhatsApp. Assume that, and you accidentally send it to someone else. Perhaps maybe it was a wrong contact, or someone you don't know very well, or maybe WhatsApp, like delete for everyone feature, you can delete it and pretend like it never happened, right? But no, WhatsApp gives this creepy notification on top of the screen. You deleted this message. You think it is actually important to show that? No, right? So why it is bad? Because informing the recipient that the sender has sent a message and now deleted it somewhat defeats the purpose of having this feature, okay, in the first place. In fact, this looks way more suspicious and is likely to prompt an awkward feeling. Hey, why did you delete the message type of a response, right? So don't have, something like that. Always don't give this face like we okay, it's like you, okay, I sent the wrong message. So don't give that feeling or the face to any of these people. So when you're producing designs, like, oh, I have to make sure all of these things. And Netflix is beautiful in its own way, but the horrible thing what they have done in the user experience perspective is when you hover over in these videos, it gives a sound. It's annoying because you need to. I mean, if it has a play button, that's fine because I purposely click on the play button and I want to listen to it or I want to watch it. But in Netflix, autoplay feature has been we were since it was first rolled out in 2015. Even a split second hover over the TV show or film thumbnails, investigate the autoplay or a loop trailer, or it's insane. It means the user wants to see the detail or information of the show they have clicked or hover over. So I don't know, they are unable to do it without a loud trailer playing. So assume that you are in a meeting or you are, I don't know, you are in a quiet place, but you accidentally, like, went to Netflix and you hover over one of the videos and it gives a sound. Auto anything means the designers have made huge assumption about the user's desires. So don't make it automatic anyway. So just don't do it. Anything with automatic audio is really, really like disappointing, especially if your attention is in elsewhere or somewhere. So don't give that. Okay, yeah. In Apple, I'm a big fan of Apple. Where did it go? Okay, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, Apple phone. When you're like, when you're drafting, okay, when you're in a very memorable, like, party or something like, wait, it's still coming to the place. Yeah, if you are in a, during a priceless moment or time sensitive moments that deserves to be captured on camera, okay, and the camera is giving this message, cannot take photo, there is not enough, I don't know what it where it went. So cannot take photos, and you don't have sufficient memory. So like this is terrible, right? Because we never know that user how important that moment is. For user, it could be the priceless in the moment, like maybe the child walking for the first time or spotting your favorite celebrity, like in your local, I don't know, some coffee shop or anywhere. So there's nothing worse than being confronted with this message. So why this bad UX? Because there's no indication what the user's options are here. They are not telling, hey, at least delete 5 photos and come back to the screen. There should be a clear sense of just how many pictures needs to be deleted, or in order to take new pictures in the moment, or just how much storage needs to be cleared without this snapshot information. Because users are pretty much I told you, like, they're dumb, we are dumb, and we don't know what needs to be done. So you need to give the direction to the user to, like, do in the upcoming, like, slots. So yeah, so those are the pretty much bad experience, like, we should not give for the users. And these some of the designs, like, pretty much well done with UX. I'm sure that most of you all have seen these designs. Those days, like, sauce bottle, like, came on the other side. But whenever you want to take sauce, like, or the ketchup, like, you need to shake it, like, very thoroughly, and put it into your palm and take the stuff like that, because it was annoying, right? Or else we put water to it to make it pretty much like, more liquid state. But what you need to do is, like, have products like this. Even the remote, like, it's pretty much handled, like, it's suitable for the hand, right? So these are one of the important stuff. Yeah. for the user. I don't know, guys, we have the time to do all these things, but these points are, I mean, after you completed a design, how you should supposed to evaluate it. Like, there are some ways, like, where you can boost your conversion, upgrade the sites. But I think these topics are pretty much we are going running out of the time. But before that, colors in UX, yes, I know that I have prepared a lot. Yes, but I think let's come to some practical stuff. I have only 3 minutes. Then maybe I think we can do some question and answer session. All right. Can you see my screen now? Yeah, so this is also some of the bad UX designs. Look at this. This is a coffee shop, coffee maker, guys. When someone, no, not a coffee maker, this is a purifier. So one of the user, like, who used to be in a hotel, like, got to use with the stuff like that, but he didn't know what to do with that because it missed this beautiful solution, like these arrows. They missed that part. So that's why you always need to make sure when you are doing designs, like, because people can't understand. Can you understand? Can you read all these icons? No, right? So they can't understand. So they need to be realistic. I couldn't figure out what this is. See? So these are the real world issues. Norman doors on the subway in the Seoul, right? Some issues like this. And I will show you some of very much, yeah, see, some of another thing, another lift design. It's on top of the web application, guys, like. And I will quickly go to Ubits and maybe Netflix, if you people don't know about it, and eBay. Because before going, yeah, see, this is very much personalized. My homepage is very much personalized. You would wonder that, why I have Friends t-shirts. I recently become a Friends fan because of my friend. And okay, let me log into this. Okay, I'm logging with this. And you are recently viewed items. See, they can see, okay, what I recently viewed, and they are suggesting me, okay, if I go to this, okay, assume that, I open this part. And when I go to this, and they give me a list of other products. When you go further down, I see related sponsored item based on your recent views. What you see, every point here is UX, guys. In UX, I told you in the very first sessions, first slides, I told you about cognitive science, right? In cognitive science, there are 7 steps, 7 principles that you need to learn. One thing is continuity. Our minds are pretty much weak. Anyone can emotionally blackmail us. Assume that, I came to this site and I want to buy this t-shirt, and I then went down, and I just wanted to, like, come out from this site. But no, the site itself is suggesting me the more t-shirts which looks like the one that I have chosen. So they are actually taking me to the next steps. We call it as continuity theory. I will quickly show you continuity. Yeah, continuity theory in UX. I don't know whether I typed it right. Something like this. These are some of the very, very good stuff, like similarity. When you are, like, checking on some, okay, assume that, you were scrolling down some car stuff, okay, and car lights or car holders or something. Then you can see similar stuff which matches to your car. So we call it as similarity. And continuation is like, this is, guys, one important thing. I think I will end the session. So one important thing you will have you should learn today is we are getting used by websites or application. They are playing with our mind. If you can play with your users' mindsets, you are success. You are succeeded, right? So this is Netflix. This is my profile, and this is the stuff that I watch. Okay, this is customized for myself, and I see all the stuff that I like to watch, very much customizable. And assume that you don't want to watch this, or you don't want to see this in your list. You can click on this, and yeah, you can pretty much click on this, and you can put it into thumbs, or you can maybe dislike it. Based on all these inputs, they capture us, they they read us. Okay, everything we do, they read us. Even the booking.com, one of the most beautiful sites that I love. So if you go here, you can see experience is different now. Nowadays, when I think couple of years ago, when we get together with friends, right? And we spend more than 30-40 minutes. We spend more than 30-40 minutes. Can you hear me? Because my device. Okay, I think you can hear me. So the for some time ago, as I told you, when we are choosing something, we took a lot of time to choose something, because when even so choosing food or choosing something, but now they have differentiated the experience. They have turned the experience upside down. Now, if I want to eat something, I know, like, okay, Chinese. I don't want to literally go into shop and check their menu. I do. I want Chinese. Oh, I don't know whether they have it. Oh, I want Japanese. I click on it, then it will show me all the Japanese restaurants. Those days, this was upside down. You need to type Japanese restaurant name, and then you go have to go into it, and then see, oh, you have sushi, or you have this, you have that. So yeah, so it's about the empathy, it's about users, it's about human. So I think I will end the session for now, and if you have time, maybe you can surely ask the questions. Okay, I can see. Oh, okay, I think we didn't discuss about the salary scale. So okay, UX designs, guys, if we discuss about the UX internships, you can really yeah, okay, I think I will share my screen again. You don't want to literally know a thousand stuff, but if you can at least do some designs. If you can go to this, I'm sorry, I think I need to go to table. Yeah, if you can at least have an account in Behance, or if you can have an account in Dribble, or if you can get some ideas in these designs platforms, and have a quality profile like this, I would definitely hire anyone. So even internship, you don't want to literally know many things, trust me, because when I was actually working at Cloud Solution International, I recruited many people, they are as interns. If I see the enthusiasm, or if I see the excitement or the passion within someone, to become a UXer, I would definitely hire. How can I help my toolbox and enhance my knowledge about UX? As I know, NN Group and yeah, IDF, IXDF. Do you do that? That's good. Pretty much expensive. As students, those are not affordable for us. I did Google UX design certificates. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's everywhere, guys. I think if you literally put the focus on the stuff I just told you today, okay, these questions are not going to be questions anymore, because I told you it's about understanding the user. It's about human computer interaction. Yes, Google UX design certification, you don't want to pay for it. I think they give a trial there, so you can literally sign up your
self there and do the Google UX design certificate. But guys, before doing that, you just have to have an understanding about UX. Don't just jump to it and do it. So there are thousands and thousands of videos, like you can see by going to YouTube. And my one of my colleague, Shihan Malik, he once suggested me a words channel. After that, I'm pretty much of a fan of this. Okay, I think I don't know where is it. There's yeah, there are a lot of channels, guys, available in YouTube. Don't pay for it. You don't want to pay for everything, but for I think Interaction Design Foundation also. Um, these are good stuff, but I don't think as like by coming to the yeah, I will definitely share with you some of the channels with you. Interaction Design Foundations. Yeah, this one. So this is also a great area. Like I think I have an account there and I gave it to some my very good friend to do their work. And yeah, so this is that platform that you are speaking about. So my point is, Chamara, you don't want to pay for all of these things to learn UX. I didn't pay for anything to learn UX, but I'm here today because I learned all the trends. I actually, read a lot. You have Medium, you have all the other stuffs to see, and I kind of feel that these things are quite expensive for you all to give like come into the industry and do. But in every company, if you join now, they actually give some allocation to students and to employees, where they can pay for all these pretty much expensive platforms and learn yourself. So even they have an allocation for everybody, for the students or anyone. So don't pay for now, at least join for a company and get them paid for you. Okay, that's my idea, that's my advice for you all. Madam, we also think about some session to our juniors. Can you help for it? How can I contact you? Yes, you can do it. And a website to take the UX certificates. Um, okay. Like don't follow for the certifications. I don't know. When I interview people, I don't look for their certifications. Okay, for a fact, I don't think anyone in the industry is looking for certification. Certification is a place where you can learn yourself. But like you people are still fresh blood, fresh souls, young blood, and very much new to the user experience industry. So first, learn yourself. Like learn a lot of good stuff. Try to draw things. Try to install Adobe XD, InVision, Sketch, Figma, or any drawing tools like this, and try to use it. XD is free, right? You can try to design things. You can copy things. Take what do you call it? Yeah, take inspirations. Maybe in a small word you can say copy. You can copy designs. You can go to Dribble and you can copy a design. And yeah, you can copy a design like this. Try to imitate this design in XD and see whether you can do it. Everybody can be UXs, right? So then if you have the creativity, if you have these paths, then you are achieved in your life. So don't forget that, you really need to think about all these aspects, especially. So am I muted?
No,
All
madam,
right.
hear you.
Uddan is saying sometimes your mic is muted. This is the second day. Okay. How many days
No,
since the
madam.
lecture is done? Maybe it's a old one. For UX design job postings, most of the companies require at least 2 year experience in the field. As undergraduates, how can we overcome from this requirement? It's a good question. um I don't think
Excuse
it's
me.
like this. You can't. Yeah, I can hear someone
By
is saying.
typing user interface design in YouTube, can we learn web designing?
I'm sorry,
We
what?
have no way to learn web designing, but practice web designing. So can we learn by typing user interface engineering?
What do you want to do? I am not
I
understanding.
need to practice web designing. So can we learn that by typing in YouTube user interface engineering?
No, you can't. If you want to, if you want to design something, you need to go to YouTube and like, see design. Okay, I told you that neumorphism, right? Neumorphism, I don't know whether I typed it correctly. In XD. Yeah, so then they will tell you how to do a neumorphism design. That's how you need to do if you are a designer.
The way the world works has changed. At Tap Twitter, we are proud to be paving the
Okay, you can skip this, and they will like teach you to do it from the very beginning of steps. See, they will tell you one point. I mean, every point by point in detail, they tell you like how to do this. And if this is not the case, there are like a lot of sites, guys. I can be supportive on that. There are a lot of sites like Adobe XD Guru. There are a lot of sites where you can download some of the assets like that, some templates. You can download some level of templates like continue doing it. See, you can download these things for free. Some are free and some are not free. See, free UI kits are there. Okay, I'll show you how to do that, and you can get in now. Some of the things that you need to purchase, but most of the things that you can get it for free.
Only desktop can see.
Okay, stop sharing. Can you see now? Thank you for informing. Can you see now?
No, still no.
I'm sorry. Okay, I think you should be able.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so these are some of the tools. XD Guru. So if you go there, like you can download a hell lot of designs, assets, like like that, and you can get some ideas. Like you can download some templates. You type it in Google, download temp. Okay, download e-commerce template in XD. You can see Adobe XD Guru, some files, free files are there. You can just download it and see and play around and see how you can do it. And these are some of the designs I did. If you want to see, uh, this is the current design that I'm working right now these days. So I just took it because just to show you that how you can do it now. For an example, I don't think this is the right time, but um yeah, so these are the designs like you can do using XD. It could be, it can be very visualizing appealing, or sometimes these are complicated scenarios that we are covering. So even this, if you go here guys, you can go into the library, some plugins. There are some places where you can add some plugins and add templates. You can add some kits like this. See, if you go there, you can see some free UI kits. So some, see, illustrations are there. And maybe if it is important for you, I can share with you some of these illustrations and XD kits. So some of good stuff like that, right? So learn it from the beginning. Okay, you don't want to have experience if you can do designs. I will never like check on the experience, like when I'm hiring people to the company. Experience matters. I'm not telling that it doesn't matter. It does matters. But if your hand is free to design, if you have the ability to like design an interface at least like this, okay, then you are okay to go. And my advice for you is to um uh okay, forget about reading, at least like go through all these designs like which people have introduced, designs like this, and participate yourself to all these design hack design YouTube design sessions. And there's my favorite guy, Pablo Stanley. Yeah, there's a guy called Pablo Stanley. There are some YouTube videos like you can find how to do all these things, and he just shows you how to design vectors also. Everything is doable, guys. YouTube has everything. You don't want to pay for anything. I don't literally see think that you need to pay. Please take few minutes to fill our below feedback. Yes, Vidyan is asking you all to form it. So I hope that, Chamara, you got the answer for the question you asked. You don't want the experience. I know for a fact people are asking for the experience. But if you are strong enough in your design specs, okay, skill sets or something like that, you don't want experience as such. I just told you, so interface, Pansilo user interface and web development, those are two different subjects. I told you. Web development is, guys, if I do a design, once I do a design, I'll show you some of the anatomy design I did. Yeah, if you do a design and if you are asking these designs to get implemented, if you are asking some UI engineers to develop your design using HTML and CSS or some SAS framework, then we call it web development or UI engineering. Designing is something else. That's what I was actually telling you all the time. It's different. It's pretty much different. Front end, is there any difference between front end and yes, darling, they mean the yes, it is different. I was telling you, front end web developers, they actually are the people who trying to make it live, like, for an example, didn't I open this side? Okay. Okay, assume this design. Okay, I will show you this design. This design I actually did for one of the companies, like, when I was working at a healthcare company. So this is, let it open. So right now I did this design using XD tool. This is an XD tool. Understand? Okay, and this is the prototype. What is the prototype? Prototype means I literally click. See, I actually wire. Okay, when you click this, open the screen. When you click this, get this small part. When you open this part. I, what I do is I literally wire it. I make it as a prototype where my client or the business analyst or the middle party can literally touch it and feel it. But this hasn't been developed yet. That's what you need to understand. See, I will play it and show you if you are not understanding my concept. Okay, this is my design, right? I'll make it full screen. Now I am okay, I'm clicking on this area. I click this and it will open this particular rind frontal analysis of this particular skeleton. I didn't do any functional implementation here at all, right? This is just the design. Someone needs to make it to a real platform. Someone needs to write it a JavaScript. When I click on this, open this part, when I click on this, you can type it. Someone needs to make it functional. So that is where the front end web engineers, like, going to come. And UI engineers are the people, guys, who convert this whole thing in HTML and CSS. You understand my point? Now, this is the UX does. UX should supposed to think from the user's perspective and give the best workflows or best designs. You need to understand the difference. So front-end web developers, UX designers, it is different. They mean the design day of everything is a good UX book. It is a good UX book. I will definitely share, yeah, with all these things. Okay, I think those are the questions, Vidyani. I think we took extra time also. So let me know. You can basically reach me. I know. Is it need designers to learn HTML and CSS? Something. That's why I told you, Nadun. Now, even in my past previous experiences, I honestly can do HTML and CSS. Different thing. I was, I am old now because I am coming. Unfortunately, that I am. Can you hear me? Did I? Yeah. So
Yes, yes.
unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately or fortunately, that I can do HTML or CSS, but it is not a must. That's why I told you. You people are pretty much lucky and fortunate to come into the industry at this stage. Sometimes it is a disadvantageous stage because you lose in the fact that touching the HTML and CSS and getting into the real thing, real world. But for the designer to become a designer, you literally don't want to know HTML and CSS. I guarantee that you don't want to learn. But if you want to become a full stack designer or full stack engineer, you want to know all these aspects. You want to do the front end engineer, sorry, UI engineering, designing, and HTML and CSS. So all these aspects then you need. But if you want to become a designer or a UX designer, you don't want to know HTML and CSS. But if you take all these old people, I'm not that old, but if you take all these people who are there in the industry for a long time, all of these people know, even video editing they know, because we had a tough time by staying in our companies, because we did everything. I told you, I even did the building structure designs also, which is not a part of my job at all. But now not. If I'm hiring one, I'm not looking for the HTML or CSS knowledge from them if they are good at design. Yeah. Any other questions?
Madam, it seems like almost the questions have been answered.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, but I saw in your questions there was a color issue, but maybe we can attend to those things later. Yeah.
Okay, madam.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
On behalf of IEEE Women in Engineering Affinity Group of Wayamba University of Sri Lanka, I would like to express my heartiest gratitude for contributing your time to share a valuable and informative session with us this evening. Madam, please accept our digital token of appreciation, taking your time and effort to make this event a success.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, madam. So, there are a lot of people who put out their effort to make this event a success. So, this is the time to appreciate everyone who was with us. Now, I cordially invite IEEE Women in Engineering Affinity Group of Wayamba University President, Ms. Vindhyani Gunaratna, to deliver the vote of thanks.
On behalf of the IEEE Wayamba University of Sri Lanka Student Branch, my sincere gratitude goes to IEEE Student Branch Counselor Dr. Tharinda Vidhanagama and the IEEE WI Student Branch Counselor Dr. Jeevani Jayasinghe for their time and effort to make the student branch activity a success. Also, my sincere thanks goes to today's speaker, Ms. Sanduru Paranahewa, for giving us an insightful and valuable session by making time in her busy schedule. I take this as a moment to thank Ms. Michelle De Silva for designing all the posts and the moderator and the executive committee of the IEEE WI student branch for their time and effort to make this event a success. This event won't be a productive one if you did not participate today. Therefore, I would like to thank all the participants for being an awesome and active audience. We hope you will join us in future sessions also. Again, I thank everyone who helped us to make this event a success. Please fill out the feedback form in the Zoom chat. Stay connected with IEEE Wayamba University of Sri Lanka Student Branch Facebook page to get to know about upcoming sessions. That's all for today. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Stay safe.